Welcome back to the channel, guys. I know it's been quite a while since I posted last. I've just been really busy rebuilding all sorts of bikes, quads, so I finally decided to make this video on this rebuild that I'm doing, which I already kind of got started on it the other day, and I felt bad. I just wanted to record it, want to make a video out of it, post it up for you guys to see. And it is an 06 TRX450ER. I have to see what the differences are between 450R and ER. I just think it's electric start. That's what makes it an ER. But anyways, this thing's locked up. The bottom end is, it just locked up. The piston failed, or the crank failed, and we have some damage on the top end. I just took the top end apart and I already found some damage. So pretty much the entire engine's gonna be rebuilt completely so that everything is fresh and new. And I can just show you here what we got. So like I said, took apart the top end. This is what we have. Oh yeah. So this thing's toast. This was rebuilt probably a few years ago, and it's a Hot Rods kit, and I think this is a 96 mil oversized piston. I'm not sure what the stock bore is on these quads. I got to look it up. I feel like it's 94, but yeah, I believe this looks like a Weisico piston to me. And so the failure was with the bearing here that exploded. The piston came up, and then over here we got the top end, and as the piston came up, it looks like it came in contact with these valves. This one is sticking up, and then I believe another one touched the piston as well. So we got some bent valves. We're going to replace all of them. I don't like to replace just one. I think it's just best to replace all of them, make sure they're all, I guess, evenly worn in, and we'll have to take a look at those seats, make sure they are in spec. If they're no good, we're going to send it out to Millennium and have them redo this entire head. Unfortunately, the piston is damaged. There's nicks all over it, and there's really no wear marks, so it just tells me that this quad was running pretty well up until the crank failed. And we'll clean up the carburetor, and we'll just have everything sorted out. We'll get a new timing chain. I don't like to save those. I like to replace those even if they look good. It's just an inexpensive thing to purchase, just so you are at peace, I guess. Whenever you put the bike, you don't have to think about whether that chain was good or not. So over here we have the quad. Took it apart yesterday, ripped the engine out, but I will say it's pretty clean for the year 2006. Usually these are all modded out, but this one's fully stock suspension. But I do see somebody added a stabilizer here, and it did leak out, so we'll have to rebuild this, make sure it's working. And then over here, that's just oil coming from the air box. We power washed it and it's been dripping all night, but overall it looks pretty good. We did have ideas of getting this frame powder coated and turning this quad into pretty much just a mean looking machine, but we'll see on that if we have time. And there's just some odds and ends missing, like there's some bolts on the sprocket. Tires are still in pretty good condition. We'll see, maybe we'll get these extended axles, maybe have a lowering link on that shock, and get some wider arms in the front. But overall, you know, this thing looks pretty clean. Might keep it stock for now, but as far as the engine goes, we may experiment with some Cerakoting, clean this thing up just to make it look good. So the plan is for this engine, like I said, it's gonna be a full rebuild. We're gonna have parts are a little scarce on these 450s as of right now. There were some things in stock last week, but I just started researching and there's really nothing there right now. But we are gonna go with a Hot Rods bottom end kit and probably Cylinder Works big bore kit. I believe it's a 477cc kit. So, I mean, it's probably not going to be too noticeable, but just a little bit of more power. So we'll go with that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this series or two. I don't know how many videos this is going to be. If we're going to get into the Cerakoting stuff, I might have a couple more videos after this one. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we finally got the cases split, and man, dude, we got some damage. Oh man, you can see where that rod started breaking away pieces of the case. There's a broken piece right here. Bunch of shavings. And if we look over here, there's actually damage right there. Oh man. I think the transmission is fine. The very last gear I got off track when I pulled it off, but it was spinning freely before pretty well, so I'm gonna work on getting everything out of here so that we can get it all cleaned up and see what the damage is behind everything. Okay, so I kind of got everything all cleaned up. It was a huge mess. I mean, that's just part of this job, is whenever you take an engine apart, even though you drain all the fluids, it's a mess, and especially with something that's just so bad. So yeah, here we are. The engine, we got a bunch of damage. You can just see to the cases here. Got holes and cracks, and transmission's good. I pulled it out. I didn't take out that drum in the first place, but because usually, I can just take out those dog ears and the fingers. They all just come out, and the transmission comes out. But the transmission comes out. But for some reason, this one's just giving me problems, so I just took it all apart anyway. This side, we got damage here. This is broken. We got a giant hole here in the case, and I can get it out, but this is supposed to be spinning free, but it's actually jammed in there. Whenever the crank was spinning and falling apart, it actually, you can see that it pushed right here, flew apart the crank, and then it just actually pinched this little oil, I guess it's like an oil passageway or whatnot, but so that's pinched in there. And then whenever there's a shaft that goes in here too, and I noticed when I was taking it out, it was actually a little hard to get it out, so that makes sense too, because it's damaged here, so that pinched that too. So we're going to be replacing these cases. We're going to buy brand new ones, all new bearings. Every single bearing is going to be replaced inside, outside. So pretty much this engine is going to be fully rebuilt. Not just a quick crank rebuild, but all the bearings, the crank, the piston, cylinder, valves. So everything's going to be refreshed, and that's good. I did have cases before where something like this was just broken, but nothing else was damaged, so I'd have it welded. And then you can just flip it over, and then on a really flat surface, just start sanding it to get all these surfaces flat. But yeah, so this is what we have, and here's the crank. Oh man, toast. And judging by the gasket that was here, the gasket was pretty old. It didn't have that green color anymore. Sometimes they're red. So it was just really dull. So this thing has a lot of hours, and it just finally gave out. So that's good to know about hot rods, is that they can run for a very long time, and those cranks last, and I like going with those. So that's what we're going to stick with. So yeah, it's pretty crunchy in here. Okay, so that's the wrap for this video. I'm just going to end it right here. There's really not much that I can do with those cases right now. Like I said, we're going to replace those by brand new ones from Honda directly, or not from Honda, probably from Rocky Mountain, from their OEM parts store. And usually Honda parts get here quick, but lately it's been taking a little bit longer to get here, but that's fine. And we'll get the whole engine put back together. It's going to be brand new. I'm excited for this quad. I love these quads, the TRX450s. Always wanted one. And whether you want to race or you want to do like a woods quad, this is such a good base to start on. And as far as the big bore kit, I did mention we wanted to do the big bore kit, but they're actually out of stock. Motorsport did have them. I guess it's a popular thing to do with these TRXs, but they do have an OEM bore in stock, which we might buy that. Just go with the OEM piston and the OEM bore. But yeah, I gotta add up all the parts, put an order in, and then hopefully next video we'll start piecing it together. and making this thing come back to life. So I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for next time. Thanks for watching.